Hey guys, it's Brian here with PrivadaCigarClub.com. I'm coming to you today with a very special video. This is how to smoke a cigar. I think a lot of you have been waiting for this, and I'm excited. So I'm going to jump right into it. I don't like to waste too much time here. The first thing that you need to know how to do is cut the cigar, right? I mean, if you're going to go out in public and smoke a cigar, you're probably watching this video because maybe there's an occasion coming up where you're going to smoke a cigar in public and maybe you're not so confident, and that's cool. We've all been there. So first thing you need to do is be able to cut the cigar, okay? So this is a cutter, and they come in all, shapes and sizes, but ultimately this is pretty much what most cutters look like, except they're usually plastic and cheap. This is just old and beat up, but and what I like to do is I like to play a little game. I like to make the cigar look like it's not cut even after it's been cut. And so this is a cap, or the skull cap, and what I like to do is just take enough of a layer off of that to expose the tobacco without cutting out the tobacco inside. A lot of guys like to cut the whole entire cap off and make it a complete edge like that. I don't like that. I like to cut just a little hole in the top, and I'll show you guys that in a demonstration video outside. So what I do is I just peek it through and rest an edge on there, and I kind of pinch that cap right off, okay? And we'll show that to you in a demonstration video. The next thing that you need to know how to do is light your cigar. This is the most official way to light a cigar. This is one of the more purest ways to light a cigar. This is a torch, and this is a modern way to light a cigar. You can also use a Bic lighter. You can do whatever you want. There's no rules set in stone, okay? The other most purest way is cedar, and a lot of cigar bars will have strips of these laying around. What you do is you take this, you light it, okay, and with the flame coming off of here, you will what's called toast the foot. And what that means is you want to heat this up either with a torch, a flame from a match, a flame from cedar, where you don't burn, okay, much of the wrapper, but you get this foot kind of seared, okay? And then once it's seared and letting off smoke and you're getting that aroma, you want to get that aroma. I like to do it here so I kind of get that aroma because each cigar has its own aroma. Okay, once it's seared, then you want to puff, puff, puff a couple times. And that whole thing, if you toasted the foot right, should light right up. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's a windy day like today or something like that, you can just light it however you want to light it. I mean, as long as it gets lit and you didn't burn everything and char the whole front of the cigar, mission accomplished, right? I mean, there are no rules to this. And you have to enjoy it. So don't be worried about all this stuff, okay? But that's the proper way, or the way that I do it, the way that I think it's proper anyway. Okay, the next thing that you need to know how to do is how to taste what you're smoking. So basically, how to smoke, right? I created a little thing that I've taught some people how to kind of taste the cigar with. It is not the easiest thing in the world to teach someone this, and it took me months, maybe even the first year, to really get the full flavors out of a cigar. Once that happened, I was hooked for life. Because once that happens, you really start to enjoy the cigar. The first 6 months, I don't even know why I kept going. I don't know. But that being said, how to smoke and how to taste the smoke is the most important part of the cigar, because if you can't taste it, you're not enjoying it. So what I do is the water test. I know this isn't water, but I don't have water sitting around. Take a glass of water and take sips of the water and try to taste the water. Water does taste different from one place to the next, and from bottle to tap, all that stuff. How would you go about that? Well, let's try. So the way that I go about tasting liquids is put some in my mouth, okay, and then I leave space between my tongue and the roof of my mouth, so I'm not filling my mouth with the liquid. I also don't wish around. A lot of guys do that, okay? And in that space where it's kind of roaming around in the bottom of my mouth and the top of my mouth has air in it, I kind of almost try to waft or smell the fluid or the smoke, okay? And that's how you want to smoke a cigar. If you can taste water and taste differences and say, oh, this is more bitter, or this is, smoother, or this actually has a fruity note to it for some reason, might want to get your water checked or send me some if that's the case. But then you can smoke a cigar and taste the differences. So there's another thing called RetroHailing, which you'll hear people talk about. And I truly believe that unless you can retrohale, you're probably not getting the full smoke experience. I'm not saying you have to do it, but the way that I smoke is I'm kind of almost retrohaling on almost every puff that I take, okay? And what this means is, I'm sure we've all seen cigarette smokers take a puff and blow it through their nose like a dragon, right? My friend Chris used to always call my father a dragon because he would do that. Okay, so what we're doing is we're bringing it in through the mouth and then rolling it through the sinuses. A lot of people cannot do this, okay? And I'm not saying you should. With non-Cuban tobacco, your eyes may water. I mean, it could be pretty harsh. So it's something that you can practice, but you will definitely taste more of the cigar if you can retrohale. In regards to retrohaling, what I'm doing is just like how I'm tasting a fluid. I'm bringing it into my mouth and I'm kind of not really swirling my tongue around or anything, but I'm kind of wafting it and almost trying to smell the smoke, if that makes sense, using my sinuses. So I'll let you run with that, okay? But that's how I'm enjoying a cigar. When to smoke a cigar, if you don't have an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to relax and enjoy a cigar, you don't have time to smoke a cigar. It must be enjoyed. This isn't something that, at a bachelor party for 15 minutes you smoke. I mean, you can if everyone's doing it, I guess, monkey see, monkey do, but that's not how you enjoy a cigar. I personally don't smoke with a lot of other people. I don't go to cigar bars, and when I do, I find that I don't really enjoy the smoke, mostly because all the smoke around me. I'm not into that. I also get hella nicotine buzz from sitting in cigar bars and stuff like that, so this is something I do by myself or with a friend. It's a bonding experience. And I like to be outside when I do it, but or in a room where I'm the only person, or one of two people smoking. Where to do it? Well, that's all up to you, right? You don't want to smoke in the wind. It's never fun. I tend to smoke hanging out of a door, like a sliding glass door, and so I'm kind of outside, but I'm also kind of inside, so I can duck the wind a little bit when I'm puffing and things like that. Aside from that, what I want to talk to you about real quick is in regards to the cigar. You can smoke the same cigar on a different day and it could taste totally different. Why? A lot of that has to do with where, when, okay, and what you've had to eat or drink before the cigar or during the cigar, okay? Obviously, alcohols go very, very well with cigars. The top of the list is cognac. The next in line is a good aged rum. The next in line is bourbon, whiskeys, and scotches. So basically anything brown goes good with a cigar, okay? Beers go great with a cigar. I do not drink IPAs and smoke cigars within the same time frame. It's so bitter. You get a whole different experience when you smoke that, okay? Something like a chocolate stout, a pilsner, things like that. The most important part is you got to enjoy this. Don't worry about who thinks what and all that stuff. Just smoke the cigar and enjoy it. And if you smoke it and you don't enjoy it, it's just not for you. Big whoop. Move on. It's almost better that way. My name's Brian for PrivadaCigarClub.com. I'll try to throw in some videos of me actually smoking so you see how it looks and how the cut looks and, lighting it with the cedar and all that stuff and how to toast the foot. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining us, by the way. We really appreciate you guys watching, but please subscribe. We're only going to put quality stuff up. And go to the website, PrivadaCigarClub.com. Buy the box. Try it for 1 month. Guarantee you it's a better experience than going to a brick and mortar or buying online. Peace out.